I have a famous guy over here.
More famous than us.
Well,
we're not very famous. He's looking around.
It's easy.
We're not famous at all.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I know that some people say, "Hey, Michael, how was the podcast?" And you're getting
people.
Start to be a celeb. This guy.
So what are we gonna do? Mr. Miyagi, Benjamin. What's the
okay?
Ben?
How do I introduce myself? I'm Benjamin, known to my parents as Benny, and known to my friends as Ben, and known to some people in the public as Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I do. That's why I'm on this podcast.
You're a storyteller. That's what we're gonna decide you're gonna do. Does that work?
That works. That works. Storyteller in every sense of the word. Storytelling to get out of trouble is one. Storytelling to get things done is another. Storytelling to persuade people to do things is another.
Buy things.
Buy things. Yes.
What was the craziest thing that you pursue someone to do with your story?
Persuade someone to do it. Persuade the government to change policy. That was one.
Really? What policy?
Which policy? Yeah, what policy?
Oh, that one's interesting. So I went to school in ACS. This is going to be a bit salacious, which is great for the podcast.
Sure.
One of our classmates got into parliament. So we thought, okay, we've got a list of things that we want him to do. So
Makes sense.
We have access.
We have access now. Let's go talk to him. So we went, and he had just been promoted to Junior Minister, Ministry of Family and Social or something, MSF. So we said, okay, our friends want you to champion support for single mothers or teenage mothers. And he said, I can't do that. I said, no, the key point is support for single mothers, not encourage single motherhood. So please do something about it. And to his credit, he actually did something about it. So I think that was a very simple.
Yeah, because they'd be worried about, we don't want to support this as a trend.
Correct.
But
family values and all that. Yeah. And this is Singapore. Yeah. Yeah. So we tell the stories where we can.
That's very cool. And I think we'll get into a little bit because you've had like advertising agency roles. You've done a bunch of things. And I also want to like explain Beach House better because I think it's doing some interesting work that a lot of people don't know is right in our backyard. Right?
Yeah.
But let's start off with, because we're asking this about everybody, and I think this is more like, what do you do with AI yourself personally on kind of a regular basis?
Yeah, so I think I use AI almost daily, obviously. Now it's built into our phones as well. But as far as workflow is concerned, there are a couple of tools that I use now as part of what I do every day. And it's been a time saver. So say, for instance, if I needed to come up with a marketing campaign, basic research is done on Perplexity. You get all the links there. It's pretty legit. So you check them out because it's organized. It's basically like asking an intern to do something for you. Once that's there, feed that into Claude. Claude comes up with a rudimentary plan, and then you work it out from there. And then you could also port it over to some Gen AI graphics.
But you're stacking them. Is that so you get different angles and stuff?
Yeah. So essentially, that's what I've been doing. I think as the tools change and evolve and get even better, then I think I would have to adjust how I do my workflow. I think the key is not to get static in how you actually operate. Yeah.
But you see these as like a benefit?
Definitely a benefit. Yeah. Definitely a benefit. But of course, you need to be mindful of whatever pitfalls there may be. I think if hallucination is one. So if people say that, okay, you're a little bit delulu, just imagine if you are delulu and AI is delulu, then you're just going to be doubling that up.
It can be a bit much.
I was thinking about it, the trust, taking something from Perplexity and making sure the research is fine and then putting to Claude, it can be a total accident.
Correct. Yeah? Correct. It could be you stumble upon something. Sometimes, we're going to get into that later, but sometimes it's like making a documentary. The story you find is not necessarily a story you set out to find. Yeah. So
it
evolves.
Yeah.
Hey, you call yourself the OG of content, right?
I think I put that on my LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. And I'm saying take us. Why not? We can use it, no?
Yeah. It's there.
And I'm saying take us back to the early days of blogging in Singapore.
Right.
How was it?
I think I didn't even know what a blog was. So what happened was that I was in Australia. I lived in Australia for 8 years. I studied law, but I haven't practiced ever. And I used to write long letters to my friends. And when email was invented, I'm that old, I started writing long emails, and my friends would reply, say, hey, that's very nice. Maybe you should try this blog
Personalized
thing.
or like a thing that went to a bunch of people?
Personalized.
Personalized.
Yeah,
okay.
still personalized.
Yeah.
But they got tired of reading them. They said, this could have been put somewhere else. We can read it when we have time, because now we're obligated to reply to you. So they introduced me to this thing called Blogger, which was just up. I think this was before they got bought over. And I started porting my stories into the blog. And it's basically like a journal. I went to this cafe and I spoke to this person. Somebody interesting came in. It's basically like a sketchbook. So that was the early days. And for some reason, the news in Singapore caught wind of it. It's like, okay, this guy's writing humongously long essays about visiting a cafe.
Essays.
Yeah. And so maybe we should interview him, because there was nothing like that.
No one was doing it.
No one was doing it.
Yeah.
And as we know, the Straits Times was, I can say this, right? Yes. It's devoid of personality. There's an opinion page, but it's not really an opinion.
Yeah.
So it was fresh. I guess it was fresh for a whole generation of Singaporeans so used to reading whatever was given to them.
Yeah.
And so when CNA interviewed me on what a blog was about, that really took off. And at one stage, I think the blog was getting more traffic than the Straits Times website. And that was a bit scary. I said, okay, now I need to make sure that I don't put any personal details on there, or like where I live. Yeah. So that's how it started. That was the early days.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there was a group of like-minded people who were putting their lives online as well, like Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
who's done this way before. He started his in 1997.
So before you.
Before me.
Yeah.
And same thing, he was writing an email chain newsletter to his friends.
Yeah.
And that took off. I think it was called the National Education Series or something like that. Just basically satire all the way. And then the other people started finding their niches as well. Some people wrote about bicycles. Some people wrote about their hobbies. And they formed this little clique that became quite popular in, I think, 2005. And then we created the first blogger convention, and there were foreign Americans, Canadians coming, Australians coming to attend as well. So there was a little bit of stardom there, which was a bit scary, because for the first time we had to have minders to shield us from people who were randomly giving hugs. Yeah, bizarre. It's like rock
Like
and
it's
roll
just
days.
a blog.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that was the writing bit of it. The media part of it, I mean, the things that we do now is called the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So how the podcast was invented, we believe, was when Mr. Brown, actually, we really need to get him on the show.
Yeah, can you work on that?
Yeah,
How do
I'm
we?
working on that.
All right. You guys both come on at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be the
And
most
then
fun,
we
I
will
think.
Try to, we try not to
It's your mission now. This is on camera.
contradict each other on the origins of the podcast. So what happened was that we actually didn't, we were schoolmates, but we had lost touch. 20 years. I didn't
Grammar
see him.
school, primary, what?
Secondary school.
Secondary school, okay.
Yeah. And I had gone to Australia. I mean, lived my own life. He did his own thing. And this blogger thing got us together. He was known as Mr. Brown. I didn't know his real name. I was known as Mr. Miyagi. He didn't know my real name. One day we met at the blogger convention. They said, oh, it's you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you're Mr. Brown. And they said, oh, so you're Mr. Miyagi. So we reconnected. We started talking to each other on the phone.
So you did not know that you're both, these pseudonyms were people that actually went to school together.
Yes.
That's
This
crazy.
is so funny.
Nuts, right? Insane.
This is the early days of not knowing things.
Correct.
Like today, it could not happen.
You cannot have this kind of unexpected surprises anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We should try. This
Yeah.
is part of the mysteries of life, right? It's what makes it fun. So we started calling each other, like old friends, chatting on the phone. And one night he said, hey, yeah, I got this device where you can tap our own phone conversations and record it. So he started doing that. And then we started just catching up on what we've been up to the past 20 years. And he put that MP3 file on his blog.
Of your phone conversation.
Our phone conversation.
Is it still there? Can we find that?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. And overnight, like he called me the next day and said, I think about 10,000 people downloaded the MP3
Oh my
file.
Oh, wow.
We should do it again.
Yeah.
And we made it a regular thing, conversations at night. Then there was one series, I think we called it Record Drunk, Edit Sober.
Record.
It's full name.
Yeah. And so it took off from there, and then we started formalizing it. What's a schedule like? What do we talk about? Let's have a topic. Let's have skits for a certain series. And that was the start of the podcast.
And then some video at some point, right?
Some video at some point, but at the time, because equipment was expensive, so we didn't actually use that very much.
Yeah. Mr. Brown's a camera nerd. And it's funny because I discovered you because of him via Twitter, I think, and Kim Huat, right?
Yeah.
That's his other alter ego, the blue hair guy, which just has me rolling on the floor. And somehow you were in the same conversations, and then we would chat, and then there was coffee conversations, and him and I were always trying to like get coffee, and we even had one with Mr. Brown, like, come to coffee, because I want to meet Mr. Brown quite badly, just from a
fanboy point of view.
Man, I'm
just
curious.
respect to like the trade, right? Like,
he's the OG. We're talking about OG. He's like the founding father of social media in Singapore, or content creation. And
I love his yearly like Christmas song. And like he's great. So what's something funny about when you guys were creating something that people wouldn't know? I mean,
okay, so the one podcast, I wouldn't call it a podcast. It was actually a skit. Audio skit that we created during the 2006 elections, and we were dissing the ruling party for being really hard-assed as usual on an opposition party member. But we used analogies, obviously did not directly address the situation at all. I think it was called the Bach episode. And it went hyper viral. The next day, we realized that 100,000 people had downloaded that file.
Wow!
Overnight. This is before media buy.
And these are downloads; they're not streaming, right?
Correct.
Like,
And then what people don't know is that we had actually, because we ran out of server space, we were poor, right? And we had asked our friend who was working in government, hey, can we borrow your server space in government? So the anti-government clip was actually stored on the government.
That is
server.
great. That is great.
So the dude in government called us up, hey, dude, you're going to get us in trouble.
Yeah. Like, this is actually getting a lot of traffic. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's one thing that, exclusive on the Generalists.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, anyway, like, we'll just duly note that you're going to try to get Mr. Brown to come in here together.
Yes.
Because I think you did set a whole, like, precedence in my mind for Singaporean versions of these things. I'm sure in other parts of the world, there's somebody like you and him who started.
Yeah.
But from a Singapore perspective, I relate it to you guys, and I even dug up some of the old stuff and read about it, and it's just funny, right?
It's funny, but the key difference is that if we were not in Singapore, we'd be millionaires.
Yeah, probably. Because there was some stuff where he was filming for a while. Were you involved in some of that, helping him? Because it's always just him, but people are helping him build some of it, right?
Yeah, it depends on which year it was. I think previously, yes, we worked together on a lot. I prefer to be behind the scenes. I'm not.
He's
so
in the camera. You're
So I prefer to be the one writing. In fact, to this day, when Kim Huat goes on his daily rants, he will, suss out certain topics with me and say, okay, what should I say? Yeah.
What do you guys do? Just chat about it?
Just chat about it. Just riff.
Yeah.
And then we'll come across some punchline that he'll add it in.
Yeah, the one you just did on the dude with the boat not being a dollar was so good. You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it.
I watch all the time. It's in my threads. I follow in threads. And every Kim on the top. And the kids are always like, what are you laughing so hard about? And then the Singlish kills me because I'm not a huge Singlish fan. And he's just like the deepest, most arcane Singlish you can imagine.
Gosh.
I mean, how would you describe this English? It's the perfect use of it, or just...
No. So here's the thing. Singlish is obviously evolving.
Yeah.
And I think about a decade ago, we realized that we had contributed to the lexicon, basically.
I'm sure.
We had invented certain words that are in use now. There was no other English equivalent to it. So it was a mishmash of English words that we put together. And then people started saying the same thing. They, okay.
Give us two things.
Like how you spell, how Singaporeans say that, how are you? Like that, lor. That's the answer. I'm so-so. I'm doing fine. And we argued over the actual spelling of how
you would write it.
How do you write it out? Because I wrote in the script Liddat, and he mispronounced it during the recording of the podcast. It's Lidat. I said, no, it's Lidat. Say, who spells it like that? I do. So we argued away for an hour.
Yeah, because it's not like there's a dictionary, right? Yeah, this is great. I love this stuff. So fun.
We are in characters and, thinking, what's the, like a doctor comedy, I guess?
Oh, I think I put that in my CV because quite a few times, well, I started writing scripts for theatre and occasionally for skits for television as well. And it was always last minute. It's always as if they hired a writer couldn't make it or it was not funny, then they'll call me up, can you fix it? So in essence, I thought, okay, am I the comedy doctor? Is this script dead on arrival? Can I fix it? And that became a side gig that was pretty fun to do.
So a surgery looked like you're getting a bad script and you make it funny.
Yeah, when there's no punchline or the punchline is lame and nobody's going to laugh at it, then you try to insert something in there. Yeah. Occasionally you slip in things that, meandering into the censorship stuff because we, I think last couple of weeks there was this big hoo-ha over the comedian who allegedly got his script censored. So there is
and then says he couldn't do the show.
Yeah.
Right?
So there is a censorship board. IMDA, every script that you write has to be passed by them.
Oh, wow.
And you have to submit it 2 months in advance. So what we do is that we write a script. We know it's going to get circled with red markers and say, no, you can't talk about this and all that. That's where the creativity comes in because you're going to have to use analogies to point to something that your audience will understand what you're trying to say, but the censorship board saying, I can't do anything about it, let it pass. Like there was this show that I adapted for the stage and they had a pot smoking scene. Now in Singapore, you cannot depict drug taking in any form.
Yeah.
Right? And the script, we actually wrote that the character lights up. Stage lights turn red. Roxanne from the music plays.
To give you like a yeah.
But the censorship board obviously did not know that it was a pot smoking scene because it lights up and they think that it's taking a drag on a cigarette. Yeah. Only when the thing was staged, then they came and they said, "Oh no, there's a pot smoking." And I said, "No, you passed it. This is on you, not me."
I did submit it. Yeah.
Now that the guy at the IMDA is looking, it's like,
How do you test some of this stuff to like if you're fixing to know that, or you just go with your gut?
To
like the stuff that you fix where you're saying, okay, this wasn't great. I'm rewriting it. I'm fixing it. How do you end up?
Test audience, obviously. You get a group of people together, hopefully different demographics, different age groups, and you see their reactions. If it resonates with all of them, then very good. If it's with some and everything, then you make a decision whether you want to address a certain segment of the population or not. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess having to work around these constraints.
That's the fun
creativity,
bit.
right?
Yeah, that's the fun bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about Beach House, because I personally didn't know anything about it until you took the new gig there, because there was a lot of PR about it. And then I was like, wow, I didn't know Beach House was even in our backyard. And,
correct.
And I think, and they got some Netflix shows. So why don't you say a little bit more about it? Because I think it's kind of interesting. This is in Singapore, right?
So there's my sales spiel. Beach House Pictures was founded in Singapore 20 years ago. Singapore's best kept secret. So it started off as a production company doing television shows, servicing the likes of MediaCorp, obviously. And it started growing. It's headed by Jocelyn Little, who used to be a producer at MediaCorp, and Donovan Chan. So the two of them had founded this company with the purpose of producing premium content. And they got really good with making documentaries as well. So over the years, they made bigger and bigger shows. They get commissioned by the likes of Netflix, Nat Geo, Discovery, and it's become specialty. There are not many production houses around the world that can tell Asian stories to a global audience. So this is where they are good at, and that's why they keep getting business. It's Singapore's best kept secret because the market is global. So Singaporeans don't know, or unless they read the credits, that they don't know that Wild City, the one that's narrated by David Attenborough, was a Beach House production. They think there's a foreign company that did it. There are Emmy Award nominated shows as well. Mind Your Manners on Netflix, the one about etiquette is one. Again, there are some bits of it that are geared towards an American market or a European market. That's why maybe the Singapore broadcasters don't buy it. I like to also say that Beach House is like what MediaCorp wants to be but can't. And I'm not saying that it's because MediaCorp is bad. It's because as a national broadcaster, there are restrictions. They can't be bought over by a foreign entity. So Beach House is owned by, co-owned by Fremantle Global.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and gives them access to different formats as well. So say, for instance, if somebody wants to do a show and insert particular brands and commercial interests in it, Beach House has the whole library of different formats that is adaptable from overseas, or they can create new IPs. Yeah.
And they're always building for a global audience, or
global audience or regional or wherever. I think the key has always been, don't look within Singapore because we are way too small.
It's too small. Yeah. I when I had read more about it in your description, I'm always thinking, hey, startups, take a cue from this, right? You're not building for Singapore. You're using Singapore stories and culture, but or Asia, but you're building for a global market, which makes it more successful because of the audience size.
Correct.
Right?
I think on that point alone, right? If we're talking to startups or any entrepreneurs, it's always being confident in the fact that people want to hear your stories. I think a lot of us, especially in Singapore, keep thinking of ourselves as, okay, we are all only talking to people within Singapore. But if our stories are interesting enough that if you are able to explain it to somebody living in, say, California, for instance, in a way that the person understands, they will be fascinated enough to want to find out more. Then it makes your job easier already. But you have to take that step of talking to that person out there first. Looking out before looking in, I think that's probably the most effective way of not being insular in your storytelling. Yeah.
Also, I think that sometimes when you are in a location and you don't interact with too many people outside this location, and don't think the way you just describe it. And I can say that when I travel outside Singapore and I'm saying, hey, and especially in America, and you come into places like the Silicon Valley, oh, Singapore, it's so far. It sounds like Mars.
Yeah, correct.
Are you from Singapore? You all the way here? How did you get here? I'm like,
can I
airplane, airplane, go on.
In fact, it was a direct flight. Wow.
It was a direct flight? A direct flight? No way. I thought it's going to take 30 hours, So sometimes people don't have the proportion of what can happen over here.
Correct.
And I think it can be a very good job to, just to share, because they're going to be fascinated.
They're going to be fascinated. And also, I think Singaporeans especially, or people living in Singapore, are at an advantage. I think we're geared to being a global city more than quite a few other urban centers. And this puts us probably, within Asia, right? We'll probably be able to connect with anybody else outside our region.
Yeah, I always feel like Singapore should wear that badging more proudly. We are a global city, and we should be building things from here, whether it's tech or media or IP that's global, because the market's only this big. But and I feel like it's...
No, we're underutilizing it. And then there's one thing that I've said before on other shows, I'll say it again because that's my lifelong mission. I don't like the fact that we keep calling ourselves the little red dot. It's like you're setting yourself as it's an inferiority complex.
Yeah, like act small.
Yeah.
Versus...
Act small.
Yeah.
And they always say things, we punch above our weight, without realizing that we are actually quite a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And why don't we wear that with pride? And I always tell people, why does New York not call itself the small apple? Why is it the big apple? Why tempting people to take a bite out of it?
Yeah.
We should be...
Because it's not, I don't even think in New York's context of the Big Apple, I've never thought of it as a size context anyway.
Yeah.
It's the
attitude.
It's the attitude and the apparent impact of it.
Yeah.
It's not about that New York's X size, right? And I think Singapore, it's that same theology. The impact could be huge, but you always call yourself a little red dot.
But it's part of the culture. You're modest. You want to show execution.
There's a difference between modesty and arrogance, I feel. I think they're afraid of sounding arrogant, but I think modesty would hold you back a lot more. Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is the right way to do, but lots of Israelis say, they're super confident. And lots of people say, so what is the size of Israel? It's like, this tiny? Yeah.
Not
and it's
either.
And it's kind of contradicts, the... how you present
influence
things.
and
how do you influence? How do you predict things, or how do you say them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally agree. So getting fit on the age of 50, right?
I guess thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah. Why? What's the story?
My liver was fucked, so had to do something about it. It was a wake up call. I think COVID helped. So during the pandemic, you can't go anywhere. And I was so unfit, agency life, a lot of drinking and all that. So we transferred that back home. And when there are no proper working hours, you have a wine fridge under your desk and you just don't stop. So my wife then bought a treadmill and she put it in front of my desk.
The ones that you get, the small ones? And
the big ones, huge ones. You can't ignore it. Okay. So doing work, you look up, okay, that is there. So she said, why don't you just try walking 10 minutes a day on it? And this was in the year 2020, in the height of COVID. So I said, okay, fine, I'll just do 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes was like, hey, this is quite fun. I was going to put an iPad on the wall there and then just watch an episode of whatever it is and just walk 10 minutes. Oh, maybe extend to 20. It's a 23-minute episode. Yeah, you got to finish the episode. Just keep going. And then I broke into a trot and started jogging on it. And okay, I can do this. And it became a daily thing. And I think, I guess building habits like that made it less onerous. It wasn't that much of a commitment. And then about 6 months later, I ventured outdoors in my first outdoor walk and run. Cramped up at the first junction, but still made it out. Yeah. And I think once you get into it, it becomes, I suppose, habitual and second nature. And then I ran my first half marathon at age 52.
Wow.
Aim was middle of the pack. Don't be last. Don't be last. Don't be last.
I want to finish. Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Do you plan on racing again? Or you?
It's too crowded. So
it's busy, right?
Yeah, too busy. So I'm not the sort to go into mass participation and all that. So high rocks can give up marketing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you keep running.
I keep running and walking.
Yeah, it's good.
I will tell you what I'm doing once in a while. I'm doing my own private half marathon.
Half marathon?
Yeah, privately.
Privately?
So I woke up very early in the morning. It's going to be once a quarter or once in 6 months. And I'm saying, this is the day that I'm doing half marathon. I don't need like all the ceremony.
Yes.
I'm going outside, very early in the morning. Nice run, having my music, coming back, done.
Yeah.
I won. Yeah, so
I get the videos of it. I'm halfway through my half marathon, and I'm always like, "Is there a race today?" And he goes, "No, it's my own
personal race."
I'm like, "Man, that's dedication."
Yeah.
We were chit chatting before we started, and this concept of generalism, and it'd be great to understand kind of what it means to you and how you discovered it, because I see you as one with all the things that you do. So
yeah, I think one of the reasons why I say, "Hey, cool, this is a podcast I should be on," is because that's the label that I think fits best as to what I do, and it applies to some of my friends as well. I have a friend that I collaborate with a lot, Colin Goh. Another famous dude. He created this platform called talkingcock.com. He came out with the first Singlish dictionary as well.
Oh, wow.
And so we recently got together to try to see what other mischief we can get up to in our 50s. And he also read law. He went to, I think, NYU or Columbia to do his master's in law. So, he would be pretty much a high flyer in the legal fraternity. He said, no, that's not for me. I want to do many other things. And coming from Anglo-Chinese school as well, you also famously are very bad in Mandarin, right? But he managed to create this entire app and ecosystem to teach kids Mandarin. And it's a global thing, and people download the stuff and everything. He's still getting royalties from it. So I think generalist is an attitude where you don't say no, even though you don't have the skill set.
I never thought about that until you said that. It's like, because you'll just say, I figure it out, right? Yeah.
So even if it's, okay, I'm not trained for this, should never be an impediment, should never be an obstacle. If somebody were to say, oh no, you're the only person that can perform open heart surgery now, can you do it? Are you sure I'm the only person left? Then I would have to do it because it's a necessity. So I got to save somebody's life. Yeah, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not trained by it, and then let somebody die, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No choice.
Yeah. By the way, this is complex. Okay, I did one. So I'm not sure I would give a generalist to do that.
It's like we don't have any surgeons. As this dude there, he used to write a blog.
And has that helped you with your careers and stuff? Because you've
Definitely.
been a storytelling arc, I guess, but what you're doing now, you haven't done before, right?
Yeah, this selling shows and creating new IP, not done before. The other thing is my advertising career was also sort of accidental. So what happened was that because I was doing so much online work, got really popular, brands wanted to talk to me. This advertising agency called Tribal Worldwide, which is a network agency from New York, the boss said, you know what, you're doing so much work for us, you might as well join us full time. And I always said no. For 7 years, I said no. Finally, I think I was 47. I said, you know what, I might do with a CPF, so I'll say yes. And he says, do you know what you want to do? I said, I don't know. What can I do? I guess dabble a little bit of social media and all that. So he made me creative director in my first gig. And I didn't know what creative director meant. What do I direct? And that's where I learned on the job as well. So I had a lot of very helpful colleagues who helped me along the way as well. They knew that, okay, I've been parachuted in. This guy is going to try to do something new. So the good thing about being a generalist is that you don't get stuck in old ways. You come in, you need to have a fresh perspective on things. You automatically find better ways of doing things that make sense to you in your own workflow. So I think that's what helped me throughout the so far 9 years I've been in advertising already. Yeah.
And did you feel better when you realized generalism is a thing for you? Or did you discover that later in life, or you were always living that way, but you never labeled yourself that way?
I was always living that way, but I always thought it was a disadvantage that I wasn't specialized. I wasn't trained in something.
Yeah.
It's like when you open your SingPass app and it shows you your latest qualifications, it's always stuck down there. You know?
Yeah, and I think because my kids are in the local schools, and I've been here almost 20 years now or something, and it's definitely not taught in school, the concept of generalism or just being useful. It's always specialized.
Yeah, or finding whatever value is in yourself that is not in your qualification or your piece of paper that you have. I think that needs to be taught more. Yeah.
Speaking of school. Let's talk about your son.
Yeah, we had a chat. I was talking and thinking about Kai. Hey man, what you doing with him is impressive. I was thinking about the homeschooling. I'm thinking about how you speak about him when you say his name. It's like I felt like something is going out from your body.
Yes.
Give us, both of us are parents. Give us some tips. We always like to learn, how to empower our...
your daughter's outside.
I have 3, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's triple the responsibility of mine. I think I have it easy with just one kid. The thing for us always has been to let him explore what he wants to do, what he likes, find his own passion, what he values. So if he walks past a taekwondo school, for instance, I want to try that. We're going to let him try if we have the money. I want to read this book, see whether it's age appropriate. Sure. And then he just starts diving into stuff that he finds interesting. If he gets bored, he stops, and we don't push him. So he has...
So you're not directing him into
Not directing
something.
him. I think that's why he feels so comfortable.
Yeah.
And especially his mother is the one that is key in pushing him to explore things. Why don't you try this? Just hinting. Why don't you try this? Why do you try that? So a few times he's tried stuff like tennis. No, it's not for me. I keep getting hit in the head by the ball, So that's that. And then when he was keen in exploring the sciences, so he loves physics and mathematics. It's insane. There's a story that I tell some friends as well that we're trying to keep him quiet. And unlike other parents, we don't give them an iPad to play around while we're driving. So what we did was to give him a 4-digit number, ask him to multiply it by another 4-digit number, do it all in your head, no paper, no pen. And the ride was quiet all the way.
Because he's trying to figure it out.
So stuff like that. I think making things interesting. The other thing that we used to do was to litter the home with books. Buy books without telling him, just put it on the shelf. Then he goes around the house, I haven't seen this one before, I'll take it out. So it becomes like a...
serendipitous discovery of another book.
Yeah.
I think, as a parent, in order to choose this direction, you have to be aligned with your partner.
Yeah, correct.
You cannot just decide it or go with the flow. How did you came up with, okay, let's do that? This is the way we should do, or it wasn't planned, it was an accident, it was, I don't know.
We discussed it and
Before or after?
I think like you, Mike, when you went private school and when you were a kid, so we put him in an international school, thinking that okay, because my wife is Japanese, and so thought that we might move overseas, so maybe in international school the curriculum might be better. What happened was that in grade 1, he got so bored, and we got called up by his teacher saying that he's disruptive in class. And we said, no, he's an angel at home. He can't be disruptive in class. What's going on? So we went to school and we discovered that he was basically waiting around. And so he was bored because he wasn't doing the stuff that he wanted to do more of. It's not that he was disruptive. He was just trying to find new things to do. So we thought, okay, maybe we try spend the year homeschooling, see how it goes. So we aligned in that because we had studied how he was behaving. And we didn't say that, oh no, he's going to be homeschooled all his life. We just said we're going to try and see whether it benefits him or not. If it doesn't, then we put him back in school. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay.
It definitely did. And he's done homeschool the whole time at this point.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when did the indoor skydiving start?
Oh, 2016 he started in 2016. Before that, 2012, I was invited to iFly as a guest, as you would if you're an influencer, you get to fly for free.
Yeah.
So I brought him along.
And had not seen anything like that prior to that, right?
Prior to that, no. Yeah. So he fell in love with it. And he said, I want to fly, but he was too young. Minimum age is 7. And so he had to wait. And he was so hyper-focused. He was obsessed with it after watching it for the first time. So when he turned 7, on his birthday, we said, it's your birthday today, baby boy. What would you like to do? He said, take me to Sentosa now. I can fly today. You take me now. So no choice as parents, you bring him there. And we called up another parent of a skydiver, Kira Po. She's Singapore's Red Bull athlete. She was the pioneer. And they very kindly turned up to surprise him because he had watched all her YouTube videos.
Oh, so he's watching that. Yeah.
He's been watching that. So to him, that was like the best birthday present because his hero came and flew with him in the wind tunnel. And that's how you inspire the kid. He got stuck in the sport. The instructor told us, your son's very talented. You should bring him back. And I'm like, oh no, it's really expensive. So
is that the only place to do it here?
In Singapore, yes.
Yeah, it's the only place. Yeah.
And so he started on in it. A year later, he started competing, and now he's a World Cup champion.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's still doing it too, right?
She's still doing it. Yeah. She's flying in the sky, so she's doing outdoors as well. In fact, today she was just doing a few jumps. Yeah.
Oh, they do jumps from Singapore. So
no, she is, I think she's in Germany right now.
Got it.
Yeah. Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Incredible.
Quite.
I always like reading, and it'll be Mr. Miyagi and Kai, and I'm like, yeah, it's impressive, and I also think it's interesting the homeschooling. You don't see a lot of that. And I for the record, I was partially homeschooled, so it's interesting because it's created in me this kind of self-sufficiency because there was no teacher. It's like get your stuff done. Right?
So on that, as well as because he's an athlete, he is incredibly independent. He is self-assured. Very different from his peers in that way. Yeah. Very media savvy. You should have him on the show.
Yeah. No way you can help us with that if he's interested. What I want to talk a little bit about is just this. You take the OG blogging and what you and Mr. Brown have done, like manual downloads, and then I know you do theater stuff and help bring some of the smaller theater stuff to Singapore. Yeah. Now Beach House, all that. Like, what do you think the future looks like? From your seat around media and storytelling? And
I think not enough attention is paid to actual storytelling. We forget that in pursuit of trying to get eyeballs and numbers. So every time somebody puts out, we need to pump how much money into Meta for these ads and all that so that more people can see it. But by and large, I feel, I don't have numbers for it, I feel that it doesn't stick. People forget these pieces of content once it's put out. So what's an organization story or what's a person story still needs to be put out a lot more. Because if you keep repeating the same thing, doing the same stuff, you forget. There's no impact in those things. So take, for instance, even the story of Singapore. You have SG60, you have NDP every year. It's the same thing over and over and over again. But how do you retell the story of how Singapore became independent. Now, Channel News Asia did something really interesting because they dug up declassified files.
Oh,
If you look on their website, you'll find a story about the fact that Singapore once housed nuclear weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting, right? Now, that's the story of independence we have not heard. Yeah. So, the value of being, sometimes I like to call myself a story archaeologist. I try to dig up stuff that people have not heard before about an event or a person that people are familiar about. Like how everybody knows Lee Kuan Yew cried on TV, 9th of August 1965. It intrigued me. I said, why is this dude crying? Shouldn't he be happy? Why tears? And it bugged me for the longest time. So when I did work for this government agency that was setting up the Founders Memorial, give me the declassified files. Let me go through everything. So we found letters and we started piecing it together. There were letters between the ministers, handwritten, because there was no time. Everything was in secret. Only 3 cabinet ministers knew that there was a plan to separate from Malaysia. So everything was done in secret. And then you need to piece together the context to form a new story. Yeah. So a lot of people don't understand. In the 10 days, right, they had to drive up and down Singapore to KL. There were no flights. There was no highway. It takes 6 hours. They drove in the middle of the night.
Just to be there the next day.
Just to be there the next day. Yeah. Every 2 days, they were going up and down. How damn tired were they?
Wow.
Yeah.
Lacking sleep. Having to draft a new constitution, new separation agreement, making sure that we retained our water and all that, right?
Yeah.
And when it was finally signed, Lee Kuan Yew calls up Rajaratnam, who at that time was the culture minister, says, drive up to KL. I don't tell you why, I'll tell you when you get there. He drives from 1 a.m. all the way to 8 a.m. in the morning, gets there, Lee Kuan Yew says, it's done. We are separated from Malaysia. Rajaratnam tells him, there's no confirmation about this. Rajaratnam tells Lee Kuan Yew, what the fuck have you done? What will I tell Sabah and Sarawak? You know, they were in this together and now you tell us we're out. What do I tell people? I will not agree. So nobody knows, well, not enough people know that majority of the cabinet did not agree. And it took him another 2 days to convince everybody to sign it.
To go for it.
That's why when he finally went on national television, he was relieved. It's like, it's done. Yeah.
They convinced them. He didn't tell them this is the way it's going to be.
Yeah, he persuaded them.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because I think even as foreigners, you hear the top line headline, but you're right. You got to really, even myself over the years, I had to discover how big of a crazy thing that it actually was. And then I'm always sitting there going like, imagine if that didn't happen, what you would, there's just no story? Way. Yeah. Because I just think that because of that hardship and the other side of having, like, it created what you have in Singapore today.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And it just would never have happened. And so you think about how precarious of a situation that was. It could have went 3 different ways.
It was so critical.
Yeah. Wow. We didn't have posters, man.
You wouldn't have any, I mean, I don't know, like, because the difference of the places now.
We didn't have platos.
Alternative universe.
Alternate universe. Absolutely right. It's completely unimaginable.
Yeah. It's and I think sometimes you have to like take a step back and just, because we're only, like you said, 60 years from that. It's not that far.
Not
right?
that far.
Yeah.
Not that far.
It's not. It's a very young
No,
nation.
but the acceleration of the difference in the two places in that 60 years is stunning to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I mean, even physically manifests itself in the way our young men and women look like. We're far bigger in size because of our nutrition than our Southeast Asian neighbors. It's been an uptick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
I want to, before we go in and end, I'm thinking about, your capability of storytelling and do surgery for text and scripts to make them funny. And you do so many things that cannot replace you. But we have AI.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen, next?
Okay.
Next generation. Would you have this
skill set
for other people, or AI it's just gonna be the one that disable or remove this type of creativity?
It can replace some of the functions, but as far as I know now, I never say never. I think right now AI cannot intent. Yeah, the intention is not there. Yeah, I think intention has to still come from the human. So if I still have an intention of making something funny, it's me that's telling AI, make this funny.
You're steering it.
Yeah, I'm still steering it for now.
But you have memory, and then you can say, okay,
You
now
can
you
get
want
it.
me to make it funny, I will make it funny.
So it's basically, I guess AI can predict that, maybe at this point in time, people want something funny, and then they will do it. But it's still based on past. It's not like I need to do something unexpected and just swerve, duck right when everybody's expecting to go left. Yeah.
So if you have advice for people, like even with the tools, it's just be a better storyteller, even if these tools are augmenting you, and almost whatever your business line is, be a better storyteller.
Be a better storyteller, be clearer about your purpose and your intention, then you will connect with people a lot faster. And AI will help you get there. Yeah.
I mean, it'll just augment it.
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to wrap up. This was fun. Yeah, I have so many more questions, but we only got an hour. We're going to probably do something with you again, and you're going to drag Brown in with you, because I think there's so much history here.
Do with the beach house. It's going to be a production, for a generalist.
It'll be a show. It'll be a show.
Think big.
No, I'll have you guys over at Beach
Well,
House.
there's never been even documentaries about the early scene of Singapore media and blogging and...
No, actually.
There's not, right?
There's not.
Yeah.
I don't know whether...
I was looking around once to see if there was... Because I even some of Mr. Brown's early videos where he's doing those little mini productions, I was like, those are funny.
Those are funny. And those were like experiments. We were trying out stuff with very big cameras.
Yeah. He's a camera nerd too, right?
Yeah.
Cool. What would you tell your 20-year-old self for certain that you know today that you would like them to learn?
Right. Get sober earlier. Yeah, enjoy.
You're completely sober now?
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did that start then?
At 52.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And huge unlock for you? Or
huge unlock. Clarity is one. And I think there are a couple of friends that are going through the same thing. And they've been asking me, so do the lows feel lower? And the answer is yes. But it helps you deal with it better rather than masking it with something else. Yeah.
I guess your experience, it was always a low anyway. You were just numbing it, right?
Just numbing it. Yeah.
Now you actually feel it. Yeah.
Okay, the lows can be somewhat mitigated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the highs better?
Highs are better.
Yeah.
Well, not euphoric better, but real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the clarity is in just how you think and work, and are you more creative?
Strangely, yes. Strangely, because of the clarity, once you are more creative, you are conscious in trying to detail the steps of where this creativity is leading. Yeah.
Because I hear some people say something like they feel like they've lost their creativity when they've, they may have been drunk when they were doing something, right? Like,
it's just, I feel that being on something helps you be uninhibited quicker.
Yeah.
It's an accelerant, I think, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be more friendly or chit chatty.
Yeah.
So, so you do half marathons once in a while, or did once.
Sorry?
And you did half marathon.
Yes.
But I want to go, what do you do more for your personal, wellness? Maybe physical or mental health?
Okay, interesting one. I'm 56 and I do feel my physical decline, and it's part of living, aging. And the interesting thing is that aging, there's two ways of looking at things. Oh no, I'm slowing down. Oh no, I've got aches and pains. But the interesting part about starting to get fit in your 50s, you're so much more aware of your body. If you don't have an ache in your back or what, you don't know it's there. Yeah. So that's one way of looking at things, that you appreciate your body a lot more. Secondly, as you age, your ability to deal with things also declines mentally. If you're stressed, you may not be able to cope as well. That's why the drinking comes in, and it just masks everything. It makes it a lot worse. So I find myself having to consciously take time out. Meditation helps. Some people find it a little bit wishy-washy, but if, say, for instance, if you got that's what we were talking about, being on the MRT, on the bus, right?
Yeah.
5 minutes on the bus, close your eyes, listen to whatever apps you use for meditation. That's it. That's all that's needed. And that's been very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can just escape for a little bit. And, and for me, it's walking too.
Yeah, walking as well.
I listen to things while I walk, but I just it's either every morning or every night. Just if I can, it's like just an hour walk.
Correct. Yeah.
I feel great when I come back. It's just like my head's clear and
you never end the walk.
I was alone.
Yeah, never end the walk feeling worse than when you started.
No,
yeah,
never. That's true. Never.
Because I'm running for years.
Yeah.
It's not just about feeling; it's chemistry.
Yeah,
it's dopamine.
Yes,
absolutely. That's it. You just need to active. Yeah. And then
dopamine addict. Yeah.
That's who I am, man.
So what do you read, listen to, watch, kind of thing? I mean, you're busy, but you must read or
I try to read more. I've lately been trying to read a lot more. I like science nonfiction. There's this author, Bill Bryson. He writes, Bill Bryson. I love him to bits. Funny, makes everything so simple and enjoyable. Most recently read The Body, about all the different parts of the body. It's fascinating. Little things like your skin and, the fact that you don't actually feel things are wet. It's just a change in temperature. Never knew that. So there's always a sense of discovery when you actually read stuff like that. The other fiction, last book I read and completed was Paul Theroux's Burma Sahib.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Paul Theroux.
Yeah, the travel writer.
Travel writer.
Yeah.
He, lesser known fact, he was based in Singapore in the 70s.
Yeah.
So he wrote a novel about Singapore that was banned. That's why you need to read it. About the seedy side of Singapore. It's fascinating.
That's the one it was turned into a movie, right?
Turned into a movie. The movie wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great. It's got, I have a copy of it because it was one of those ones that Singapore doesn't have it. I'm like, I got to get it. Like, it wasn't a great movie, but the book's much better.
Much better. So Burma Sahib is about the imagined life of George Orwell when he was a policeman in Burma.
Wow.
So for somebody to be so daring as to write from the point of view of a literary legend, right?
Another famous person. Yeah.
Oh, it's you can't put it down. It's seriously, you need to get the book and then read it from top to bottom.
And you read it? Physical book?
Physical book.
Yeah, got it. Still one of those.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, Ben, thank you for doing this. This is great.
Thanks
for taking us down memory lane and teaching us a little bit too. It's been fun. So, yeah.
Likewise. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good luck with all your endeavors.
Thank you.